Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Hope I didn't ice your game, man.
No one my age says those words in that order.
June 20th, 2027 is locked in, and Sony is not playing around. Miles Morales is back to close out the most visually groundbreaking animated trilogy ever made. The first two films completely rewrote what animation could be. Fans literally paused every frame because the art was that insane. In Beyond, Miles has to face the Spot, resolve the canon event crisis, and figure out if Gwen actually belongs in his universe for good. Sony confirmed this over a year ago, and production has been quietly moving forward. Each film built on the last one perfectly, so the payoff should be massive. Miles got rejected by every spider hero, lost people he cared about, proved himself over and over, and this is finally where all of that comes together for real. Shrek 5.
Hey, Magic Mirror, who's the fairest of them all? Why, Shrek, of course.
Christmas Day 2026. DreamWorks is technically taking everybody back to far, far away, but this time Zendaya is also in the cast. The formal teaser proved Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, and Cameron Diaz are back. The narrative is changed to Felicia, the daughter of Shrek and Fiona, who now has an adventure of her own to bear. The initial pair is established and content, and the new struggle is that of the new generation. Online interest in the animation style was split, as it is cleaner and more modern, yet the comedy does not seem to have been affected by this. Since 2010, DreamWorks has not had a Shrek film. The bar is already simply too high 16 years later. Write the date, December 23rd of 2026 on your calendar. Minions and Monsters.
Oh, you see those large, heavily armed men? They suspect you have killed their leader, and they want you dead.
Already in theaters July 1st, 2026. Illumination officially named it Minions and Monsters after fans spent years calling it Minions 3, and the Super Bowl trailer proved this is going to be absolutely unhinged. Fresh off Despicable Me 4's massive success, the Minions decide to break into Hollywood and make their own monster movie. So naturally they steal a book that actually summons real creatures. Monsters show up, chaos follows, nobody is surprised. The trailer opens with a full mob-style scene where someone tells the Minions that large, heavily armed men believe they killed their leader. Only these guys could accidentally start something that bad. July 1st, 2026. Plan accordingly and The Incredibles 3.
As you can tell, we have some incredible projects in the works.
Did he just say incredible?
This was described by Pixar at D23 in August 2024, and the audience had lost it all. Brad Bird will return to write and direct, and the target date of release is 2028 to the Parr family. What is crazier, Incredibles 2 appeared 14 years later than the first film, and people were still waiting. The third one arrives in under a decade from the second, which is fast by Pixar standards. Story details are locked down, but the Kronos conspiracy theory is the most compelling angle. The idea that the US government secretly built superheroes up and then deliberately dismantled them. That is genuinely dark territory. Whether villain syndrome connects back is the question fans won't stop asking. With Brad Bird directing, quality is already assumed. Sonic the Hedgehog 4.
Yes, you heard me right. We're talking once again about Sonic Movie 4. Now,
Paramount officially confirmed Sonic 4 for spring 2027, and this time the story pulls directly from the games in a way the first three films never fully attempted. Metal Sonic and Amy Rose are both expected in major roles, huge for Sega fans. The movie ties into Little Planet from Sonic CD, where past, present, and future all exist simultaneously. Time travel becomes the central mechanic, meaning the film could revisit earlier movie events from a completely new angle. Jim Carrey announced retirement, so Dr. Robotnik's status is still the biggest question mark hanging over this whole project. His absence would be seriously felt. Paramount has a real franchise here, and they know exactly what they have. Spring 2027 cannot arrive fast enough. Inside Out 3.
Are back on the big screen with a sequel that's now the third highest grossing animated film of all time.
Inside Out 3 is happening. Pixar writer Dave Holstein, who worked on the second film, confirmed it is already in early development. Paul Walter Hauser, who voiced Anxiety, has publicly hinted he is coming back. The story that makes the most sense is Riley entering her first real romantic relationship. Joy handled moving. Sadness had her moment. Anxiety dominated the second film. Romantic love, first boyfriend territory, is the one emotion that has never been in control before. That is massive untapped potential. Riley moving from childhood to teenage years already destroyed people in theaters. Adding first love to that is going to absolutely wreck audiences all over again. Pixar knows exactly what they are doing with this franchise. Frozen 3. Disney announced the release of Frozen 3 to happen on Wednesday, November 24th, 2027, the eve before Thanksgiving Day. It was unveiled by director Jennifer Lee at D23 in August 2024. She affirmed that Frozen 3 and Frozen 4 were being shot as one story being told in 2 movies. The third movie will intentionally not wrap everything up. The biggest fan theory is that Anna finally develops her own powers. Elsa has ice magic, but Anna has always held everything together through pure will. Giving her abilities in this film would flip the sisters' entire dynamic. The concept art Jennifer Lee revealed at D23 showed environments unlike anything in the first 2 films. Frozen 3 is carrying serious weight and the worldwide audience is already waiting. The Bad Guys 3.
Hold on to your seats because Bad Guys 3 is hitting theaters in the next few years. Are you ready to find out what the new adventure of the ex-villains will be like?
The Bad Guys 3 will be released by DreamWorks on September 24th, 2027, and it is all signs that the latter will fill it. The second movie concluded with the realization that Professor Marmalade is literally an alien, or an alien who sold his fellow beings out to penetrate the Earth. Fans of the book series saw it coming, but for movie-only viewers, it was a genuine jaw drop. The third film deals with the alien invasion arc directly, Marmalade as the prince of an alien kingdom planning to conquer other planets. Mr. Wolf, Miss Snake, Mr. Piranha, and Mr. Shark alongside Diane Foxington are going to face something on a completely different scale. The Bad Guys keeps escalating, and this sounds like the biggest swing in franchise history. A Minecraft movie 2.
So we know the Minecraft movie 2 is happening, and the title will probably be something like another Minecraft movie.
In October 2025, Warner Brothers announced officially a Minecraft Movie 2 scheduled to be released July 23rd, 2027. The original movie was a box office smash, and it grossed almost $1 billion around the globe, so a sequel of this action was only a matter of time once those figures were reported. Director Jared Hess is back, and the anarchy will persist. The post-credit scene of the first movie set it all up. Steve comes face to face with Alex in his old neighborhood. She was absent from the entire first film, and now she is the main new addition. The Ender Dragon is the villain fans most expect, and producer Roy Lee has basically confirmed it in multiple interviews. Steve and Alex versus the Ender Dragon, July 23rd, 2027, Ice Age Boiling Point.
Only this time, it's boiling over.
In August 2025, Ice Age was revived at Destination D23 by Disney and 20th Century Studios and changed its title to Ice Age Boiling Point, which would be released on February 5th, 2027. Sixth sequel to the franchise since Collision Course 2016. Ray Romano, John Leguizamo, Queen Latifah, Denise Leary, and Simon Pegg all promised to join the original herd. Blue Sky Studios was shut down in 2021, hence it was not expected by anyone. That announcement reignited hope for every Blue Sky property. Rio, Epic, and Ferdinand fans all started asking questions immediately. Boiling Point puts the herd in a world where temperatures are literally rising, flipping the entire franchise premise on its head. After nearly a decade away, this reunion is going to land differently than any previous sequel did. Bluey, the movie.
It's a Bluey first, an actual movie. I was supposed to keep this a secret, but I had to tell my 3-year-old who literally lost her mind.
BBC Studios and Walt Disney Studios affirmed Bluey, the movie, August 6th, 2027. The writer and director are one and the same person, creator Ludo Trujillo, who has never surrendered the creative end to someone else and has no intention of doing so now. The film goes fully 3D animated, a major change from the flat 2D style fans know instantly. That alone makes it feel like a real movie and not just a long episode. When GMA anchor Eva Pilgrim broke the news live on television, the internet stopped. Bluey clocked over 35 billion minutes watched in the US alone in a single year. This show already makes grown adults cry in 7-minute episodes. A full feature is going to be on a completely different level. Moana 3.
I am a girl who loves my island, and the girl who loves the sea.
Not officially announced yet, but industry insider Daniel RPK has confirmed Disney is already in production. Moana 2 ended with a clear, unfinished story. Storm god Nalo is alive and furious after Moana and Maui lifted the island Motufetu from the ocean floor. That is not a solution, it is a setup. Moana 3 is not an animated remake, but the live-action re-release of the same film, and its release would be July 10th, 2026 with an alternative cast. With a reduced theatrical window, Nintendo, Moana 2 was also among the best opening weekends in Disney animation history. Disney does not leave money alone, whether the announcement drops in 2025 or 2026. Nalo is not finished, the story is not over, and Moana 3 is coming. The Angry Birds Movie 3.
When they called and asked if he was interested in this role of a new bird, he was so excited.
Can you say hello?
Hello.
December 23rd, 2026. Angry Birds 3 moved its date up from January 2027, which signals real studio confidence. The cast additions made headlines on their own. Mr. Beast and Salish Matter are joining, and Psalm West recorded a voice role with his mom, Kim Kardashian, coaching him through every line in the studio. Director John Rice is back, and the franchise is clearly pushing its ambitions. The leading fan theory puts the birds versus the pigs in space for the first time, which would change the scale of everything. This also lands Christmas weekend, going directly against Shrek 5. Families everywhere face a genuine choice between two massive animated films on the same holiday. That competition alone is a story. Zootopia 3.
Fans online, this has a very dedicated fan base. They're saying like, oh, we're gonna get Zootopia 3 teased at the end.
Director Jared Bush confirmed in late 2025 that he has already started sketching the first scenes for Zootopia 3. Not a rumor. The actual filmmaker telling you this is real. The Easter egg hidden inside Zootopia 2 decoded to a direct message. Part 3 is for real, and birds are too. So the next chapter finally brings birds into Zootopia, which has been an unexplained absence since day one. Every mammal species exists in that world, but birds have always been missing. That mystery has been sitting there for almost a decade. Judy and Nick investigating the arrival of birds into the city opens up an entirely new layer of this world. Jared Bush is one of the sharpest storytellers working in animation today. Rio 3.
So turn up the volume and come on in, because another video is starting here on Cine Lovers.
Rio 3 is officially in development at Disney. After Blue Sky shut down in 2021, this franchise looked finished. But Ice Age, Boiling Point reviving the studio's legacy changes everything, and Rio is directly next on the list. The original scrap storyline had Blue becoming a movie star before villain Nigel kidnapped him and took his place. Genuinely creative stuff. Whether that plot gets used or something entirely new gets written, Rio's advantages are undeniable. The setting, Rio de Janeiro, the Amazon, the Samba energy, creates atmosphere most animated films have to manufacture. Jesse Eisenberg and Anne Hathaway as Blue and Jewel are still beloved. Disney bringing Blue Sky back is the best news this franchise has had in over a decade. Donkey Kong. Nintendo and Universal filed an official copyright notice in May 2025, registering an untitled Donkey Kong feature film. That is a legal document, but not a rumor, not a leak. This movie is confirmed. The Mario franchise is expanding fast. Super Mario Galaxy opens in 2026, the Zelda film is in production for 2027, and DK is the natural next step. He already appeared in the first Mario movie. Pauline, his love interest from the games, was introduced as New York's mayor. King K. Rool with the Kremlings gives the story a built-in villain structure. Nintendo has hit the target with every theatrical film so far. DK has that same massive, colorful, instantly recognizable energy. This one is going to be big. Gato. Pixar announced Gato at the Annecy Animation Festival in June 2025, and the reaction was immediate. Directed by Enrico Casarosa, the man behind Luca, the film follows a black cat named Nero living in the canals of Venice, Italy, who owes a debt to a cat mob boss and has to go on an adventure to clear it. That is already a genuinely original Pixar premise. This will be released on March 5th, 2027, and it is also the second film by Pixar that incorporates 2D animation with the core production. Luca by Casarosa was intimate, pictorially enthralling, and most Italian. Gato transports that identical DNA, but darker in shade this time, in moonlit Venice, with one of the street cats bearing a loan he has taken. No one anticipates this one, and it is also what makes it exciting. Petey. In 2025, DreamWorks released The Short Dog Man, which grossed over $110 million across the globe. However, the only character that has been discussed by everyone who walked out of the theater did not happen to be Dogman, rather Notorious Petey, the cat who looked like an orange. He has a full backstory built into the books. A childhood, time in an orphanage, a slow descent into becoming the universe's most notorious criminal cat. In the film, Petey already carries a genuine emotional arc that audiences connected with even while while he was technically the bad guy, a full PD origin film, how he ended up alone, why he chose crime, who he was before the villain label is exactly the kind of story that earns its own fan base. The DreamWorks featurette already had people calling him super cool. DreamWorks knows exactly what they have. That is all 18 confirmed blockbusters coming 2026 and 2027. Every single one of these is a must watch. Hit subscribe right now and turn that notification bell on. We cover every major update the moment it drops. Do not miss a single one. See you in the next video.